Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nav Iqbal and I'm the principal and CEO of a school in Dubai called GEMS Metropole School. So the first thing, let me talk about my school. My school, GEMS Metropole, is based in Motor City, which is a part of Dubai. We have around 2,000, just under 2,600 students. We are an all-through school. What that basically means is we have students from FS1, so your younger brothers and sisters from age 3, all the way up to year 13. So when you look to leave and move on to sixth form and beyond that into university, we have everything across the school. We have 107 nationalities, which is almost one of the most in the world. I think the record is 114, so we're not far behind that. Something that you may not necessarily be used to in the UK, but here there's a diverse melting pot, which you do have there actually as well, of different nationalities from different parts of the world, because we have an expat community here. In terms of what we deliver in the school, similar to your schools, we deliver the English National Curriculum. So in primary school, it's English National Curriculum all the way through, and then we have GCSEs, A-levels, and also BTEC options from year 10 and year 12. So the level 2 BTEC, the level 3 BTEC. Our students move on to different parts of the world, universities within the European Union. So Netherlands as an example, we have a lot of students going there doing hospitality and catering. Canada, America, England, the wider UK, Australia, as well as in the Far East. So our students go everywhere, and we're really proud of that. My experience. So I've been a principal of this, the CEO of this school for just over 1 year. Prior to here, I was at another school again in Dubai, and I was a principal there for about 4.5 years. And before that, I was in Qatar, and I was principal there for just over 4 years. So I've been a school principal for nearly touching on to 10 years now. Of course, before that, I was in senior leadership team as a vice principal, a deputy head, assistant head, and my background is a secondary teacher. I used to teach psychology and economics a very long time ago. Being the principal is different to being a head teacher in the sense that I don't necessarily get much into classrooms. I have 2 head teachers that work for me, 1 head teacher in primary and 1 head teacher for secondary, but I do try to spend some time with the students. So that's a little bit more about my experience. Then my journey. As someone who came from, probably you can tell from my accent, it probably hasn't changed too much. I come from Bradford, sunny Bradford, and didn't have many opportunities in life growing up. Hopefully your experiences are different to mine, but came from a deprived community, let's say, not much opportunities there, schooling as well. We weren't necessarily encouraged to study so much, and there was lots of things around me that could get me into trouble, and I did. And it was really difficult to try to focus in studies at the time, but going back, I would do so many things differently than I have perhaps at your age now. So I would give you some advice at the end of this video, but really it was tough growing up. I wouldn't change it for the world. It made me to the person I am today, but I bloomed later in my life, I'd say 22 onwards, in which I had a focus and I found myself a passion, which is education. So that's a little bit about my journey. Currently, my family, we live in Sheffield. So we moved there a number of years ago. When I consider that to be home, other than of course in Dubai, which I plan to be for a number of years. So that's a little bit about my journey. I studied my degree in psychology and economics. I went on to do my teaching qualification, and then made my way through education. I used to run a number of businesses in Bradford as well for a number of years, which really gave me that hands-on experience. So I did have a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit in me. I think every Bradfordian does. And then from that, I learned so much. I moved on to leadership, did my master's in education, did my national professional qualification for headship, which is like a license to be a head teacher. It's not mandatory anymore, but many head teachers do that. And more recently, a couple of years ago, I did my NPQA-EL. So that's for executive leadership, running more than one school, which I did do in my previous company where I ran a UK curriculum school and also supported the American curriculum sister school. That was something I did before I left there. So that's a little bit of a flavor of how I went into education. Now, the most important part, we're talking here about Ramadan in school. Ramadan in school is actually something I look forward to every single year. It's a time where the culture in the school changes of one of generosity, giving. Students are calm in temperament, helpful, kind. They always are, I'm sure, but it just brings it up to the forefront a little bit more. The structure changes in the day because it's hot here. We don't have full days. We have 5 hours for students rather than, for example, rather than them learning from 7:45 to 3 o'clock, they start at 8:30 and finish at 1:30. Same thing for staff members. The reason we do this is so that they can go home and focus on their religious studies, focus on themselves, give them time to reflect and consider the month and its blessings, really, to give them plenty of time to spend time with family. So really in this time, other things happen when it's not COVID, of course, but we have our students involved in charities. There's a number of charities, for example, Dubai Cares charity. We have a Ramadan fridge outside the school whereby anyone who wants water or iftar meals, we have them pre-prepared by students and by families, and those that are less fortunate can take those. And it really brings out the blessings of giving in this month. And we also have an iftar in school where all students come together and we spend the evening during iftar time together, and then we pray together. So it really brings it together in the school. As a community, it's amazing. Ramadan is one of my favorite times of being in Dubai, doing the iftars together, going to other places, families, and having iftars together. It's a great time. We do miss the wider family that perhaps you have in the UK, and really appreciate that. We come together as a community of colleagues and friends, so we miss the wider family, but definitely Ramadan is something I look forward to every single year. And every colleague says that in my school, Muslim or other faiths alike, they love the experience and the spirituality that Ramadan brings in a school. So we really, really appreciate that. So my advice to you, linked to the fortunate and blessed month of Ramadan, the first thing I will say to you is understand and reflect on your identity as Muslims, or whatever faith you are. How you contribute towards society, the values that your religion gives you. It's so important. We live in such an environment whereby we can quite easily lose our virtues and our values. Something that always I hold strongly to me, integrity, the gift of giving, the honesty, trustworthiness, all the things that perhaps we learn and we don't entirely understand why. As you get older, these will be the qualities that others will look for. Others being your friends, your family members, and those in your work that you choose to go into in your careers. Having someone dependable, reliable, consistent, trustworthy, having strong integrity is someone that everyone wants to be around. So these values come from your faith and your religion. And as Muslims, I hold that dear, and you, I'm sure, do. So do consider this as well. Support your community in whatever way it might be, whether it be in your school or your local mosque. When you're going there and you're handing out dates or water at iftar time, contributing towards your community. Maybe you're helping your mom and dad give food at iftar time to the neighbors, whatever it might be. Contribute towards the community. It's really, really important you do that at your age, because this is something that as you get older, that becomes a habit, something within you that you will be able to help others around you. So definitely contribute towards others. Thank you very much for listening to me. I wish you all Ramadan Kareem and wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.